That's not this day.
Aha.
I mean, my body was acting like I had chili and pizza.
So, dude, hold on. Talk about that before we actually talk about that. Let's just talk stupid random thing.
And you're like, welcome to Video Pro. This is Boomsmack and St.P, home of the true mashup. What's up, P?
TRU.
TRU, baby. So, how you been? How you doing?
I'm good, man. Little bit of heartburn, but, nothing I can't handle,
Heartburn, yeah.
Woo! What about you, man?
Oh, well, I've started to get heartburn lately because my dumbass hasn't learned that right before you go to bed, don't eat half a bottle of hot sauce. When I was younger, I could eat all the pizza and chili and jump in bed and be like, see ya. So, you want to see a good mashup?
Let's do it.
Okay, so the last episode we watched this other guy do a really cool mashup.
Green Day and Aha.
Yeah, thank you. Shahar Varshal. His YouTube channel and everything are going to be on the screen. But he did this cool mashup. Varshal. He did Aha and Green Day. So it made me wanted to show one of our videos that we did of Green Day. I also did one of Aha with you, but that's not this day.
That's not this day.
Let's do it.
Find the sun to raise your love. Jesus, that's the berry at the Bible of none of the above on the steady diet of sad and puppet riverland. No one ever died for my sins in hell, as far as I can tell. At least the ones I got away with, and there's nothing wrong with me. This is how I'm supposed to be. In a land of make-believe, the don't believe in me. Yeah. 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 Let your light shine down.
I remember the first time seeing this, I'm like looking at that dialogue like, what the I don't know that I had ever even heard this Green Day song, to be honest. I don't think I'd ever heard it before we did this mashup. But I mean, of course, the Collective Soul song, I played this live. I learned the solo. I played this live with my buddies. I know that one pretty well. But then the Green Day part kicks in and I'm like, oh, the video I had definitely never seen. Collective Soul is like really in the religious realm. Them singing about heaven and stuff. They seem like a little bit cleaner. But then you have Green Day, and this is like grungy ass. It's like, this kind of, living this talking about Jesus and the Bible and shit. Like, this is not real, right? And then, like, this is real. What you see in our video, this is real life. So I thought that was kind of an interesting contrast.
Fascinating. There's so much to be said about this. This is one of the earliest mashups I ever did. So we should say that right out of the gate. My styles have changed. So much has changed. My early Green Day story is that when I worked at Guitar Center in the drum department, I never really liked Green Day.
Drums with an M, not a G, right?
Right. So I was never a huge fan of them. I didn't dislike them. I was just heard them on the radio and thought they were meh. And then one day I was coming back from lunch and I'm walking in the Guitar Center and they were playing that Bullet in the Bible live concert. I became a huge fan of Jesus of Suburbia because of that concert. I went out and bought the DVD for crying out loud. It's just a great concert. I, of course, knew the hell out of Shine.
Right.
Yeah, everybody knew that song.
Right. We talked about Rick Beato in the last episode. Collective Soul, they're Atlanta natives too, right?
Mm-hmm. Collective Soul dude came into my Guitar Center drum shop. He was very nice. He was the nicest guy. I had a lot of neat stories of people that came into that store. I had never seen this video in my life. I'd only seen them perform the song live. So when I went to make this mashup, it's so weird because part of the moments are Green Day music, vocals, and then it's Collective music and Green Day vocals, and it's both.
So far, it's mixed in pretty good.
I had never seen this video in my life, so this whole dialogue here, Jesus nailed to that couch. It just kills me. I went down the rabbit hole of this video and found out that the couple that are in the video, they were a couple in real life. I just thought it was interesting that if you're going to get a couple to make out, it makes sense to get people that are already making out anyway, right?
Let's hit some more of this.
Let's hear some more of this.
Love is in the water, love is in the air. Show me where I love, tell me where I'll be there. Will I be there? Give me your word, give me your sign. Show me where to love, tell me what will I find. Will I find? Lay me in the ground, fly me in the sky. Show me where to love, tell me what will I find. Will I find? City of the dead, at the end of another lost highway. Signs misleading to nowhere. City of the dead, lost city with dirty faces. No one really seems to care. I read the graffiti in the bathroom stall, like the holy scriptures of the shopping mall. It's all it seems to confess. It didn't say much, but it only confirmed that the center of the earth is the end of the world. And I could really care less. City of the dead, at the end of another lost highway. Signs misleading to nowhere.
I love the contrast there, because it's like, you're talking about in one song, it's like, shine on and all that stuff. Mm-hmm. He's like, I could care less. You have two kind of opposing viewpoints in this song. We're trying to make these two opposing songs like meet in the middle and actually come up with something, make something productive.
Opposing and juxtaposing.
Yeah, exactly.
Jesus of Suburbia, by the way, A flat major 167. So how much do we have to slow that down? Because Shine, dude, F sharp major 152. I had to slow the Green Day down. I don't know what made me want to do these two.
It's just an idea, man. It's like sometimes those ideas pop into your head. Mm-hmm. And I mean, the good thing about technology today is that we have the ability to do that kind of stuff. It doesn't mean that just because you can do it that you should. Once you have those ideas, like sometimes your brain just kind of won't let it go, right? It's like maybe the keys are so diametrically opposed, kind of like the ideals in the song, but you're still trying to bring them together to make something. And to be honest, I think this works. I think it works. You bring them together, and maybe they don't teach or they don't sing about the same kind of life experience. That almost just makes the song a little bit more kind of life encompassing. It's like you have more ideals that you're trying to bring into this thing. It's not just the music aspect, it's actually the principle aspect.
Nice. What about the aspect of this guy putting his hands on the dude's chest like he's feeling him up?
I know you paused that at just the right moment.
City of the dead, lost city with dirty faces. No one really seems to care.
Here come
Whoa. Jesus of Suburbia.
So it's true to. I don't make them like that. I don't try to do the two bands as much where you use the music from both. But like you said, if it works, it works.
For the most part, the mashups that we've done where we just have one track, whether we bring in one or more different artists to mash it up with, using Depeche Mode for the bed and then bringing in Rod Stewart and Prince and Rick, like all of that stuff, like that just kind of works. It's like you're just putting all sorts of toppings on one flavor of ice cream. Mm-hmm. This one, you're actually putting different flavors of ice cream and then throwing the toppings on top.
Right, good analogy.
There's no saying one approach is wrong because two different flavors could be arguably the best. I like it. I think it's a good one. 2 great songs, 2 great artists. I think it works. It's definitely interesting when you think about not just making the sound come together, but the kind of ideas that you get from the song. So those are 2 different things that to be honest, until now, I'm like, I really haven't thought about that. I've just been so focused on, hey, let's make the oral with an AU, not the O, making all the sounds kind of jive, That's been the focus. And the focus really hasn't been, oh, what are the principles or what are the things that they sing about? I haven't really thought about that until now, but, now that we're actually watching this, I'm like, hey, you know what? That's a little bit, that's something to think about.
I don't think I'd ever thought about the lyrics or the meaning behind the Shine one. And maybe not even about the Green Day one either. I had just rocked out to the song. Mm-hmm. But I love what you said about encompassing sort of 2 different worlds, because much in the mashup that I did with Billy Idol and Joy Division and stuff like that, people that are Joy Division fans may not like Billy Idol, and Billy Idol fans may not like Joy Division. When I showed this mashup in a Collective Soul Facebook page, they were like, whoa, we hate Green Day, but we like your mashup.
I know, right? I didn't like Green Day in high school, to be honest. I wasn't a fan, but...
I wasn't either until I saw that live video, because they're just a live band.
I was probably maybe 30 when I started liking them, to be honest. I didn't like them as a teenager.
Do you remember what got you into them, or why it was then, or was it a particular song? Or?
Well, yeah, I mean, we watched Boulevard Broken Dreams. I really, for some reason, I think it was probably the delay on the guitar, but like that was the song that made me think, oh, maybe Green Day is a little bit more like me than I thought previously. It doesn't really matter what it is. Maybe you'd never thought about doing this before, but like, think about it. You made that comment about not really thinking about ever putting those 2 songs together, and it just kind of occurred to you one day, right? Mm-hmm. That just makes me think of, the Ministry album, The Mind is a Terrible Thing to Waste, right? So I think Al Jorgensen probably said it best with that. If the mind is putting something out there into the universe, so to speak, you just have to pick it up and go with it, man. Because if you hadn't done that, I mean, maybe somebody will really like that mix. Maybe somebody will really like that mashup. Maybe there are some people out there that really love both of those bands, and like bringing them together, maybe that would blow their mind or something. But you just have to take chances. You just have to go for it and do it, man. It's 99%.
I love that attitude. I love the attitude, and I think that's the attitude I had. I mean, I think I've gone for it too much sometimes, and have been like, "Whoa, reel it in, Dave.
Reel it in."
But I love when it works, and I think that's one that it did work on. You take chances. When I mashed up Michael Jackson with "This Is a Mercy," that's random. It's random, but I know exactly why I did that.
Even just Andrew Eldridge's face with Michael Jackson, I mean, that's classic.
These weird sparks of random in my head. Yeah.
We trued it up, and it sounds good.
We trued it up. TRU, baby. Yeah,
TRU.
baby. Yeah, baby.
Cool, man. All right.
Well,
let's bust it out. Let's move on.
Let's bust it out. Let's move on.